Hello fellow humans and welcome to the Madhouse. I'm Josh and today I'm doing the Not My YouTube tag by Megan Tonyas and Gunnar Roller, I think his name is. I don't remember. That guy. I had planned to do something that required a little more effort to make up for the fact that I've not been here for quite a while, but I'm ill. So I'm just doing something very quick, a tag, so I can go through the questions. The idea behind this is apparently people are getting increasingly frustrated at changes in how YouTube works, both the system itself and the people who use the system and the way it is being used. And that's something I have opinions on, so I figured why not, and oh god, I'm going to sneeze again. Number 1, how do you find out about new videos? For the most part, it's from my subscription box, feed, whatever. I click the button and I scroll it down and I open about 20 tabs at once and watch all of those videos and then scroll down and watch more. Because I have no life. And I am an insomniac. I also get notifications and emails about my absolute favourite YouTubers like Carrie Hope Fletcher or Emma Blackery and Ashley Mardell. And if I don't notice videos from specific people, I'll search for them. I occasionally find them on my Twitter feed as well. When someone follows me on Twitter, if they have links or something in their bio, I will probably go and have a look at them. And if they're any good, I'll subscribe and I'll watch their videos when they come out. If they're not, then I may follow them back, but I probably won't subscribe to their channel. Number 2, what's a feature of the site that you miss? And there aren't many of these really, because I only started on YouTube nearly, my god, 2 years ago now. That's a bit frightening. But I was using YouTube before then, and I missed the video response options. You can still do video responses, but it's not like a direct reply built into the site. You just have to make sure you send it to the person who you've done a response to, and it removes some of the community element of the site, which I really enjoyed watching but not taking part in when they did that. Number 3, what's your least favourite trend on YouTube? And I'm not really sure how to answer this one because well, I don't really dislike any particular trends. I'm not even sure I understand the question properly, because by trend, does it mean trends in how the site is developed or the types of videos that are uploaded? Because all those Draw My Life videos that people did, I quite like those until I realised it is practically almost the ultimate form of narcissism, which is why I'm making one. I don't like the sub for sub thing that's happening at the moment. I suppose my least favourite trend is the one that comes from, well, maybe it's always been there, but I've noticed it more in the past 6 months, and really since the Brexit vote. That may be completely coincidental, but it's there. Instead of having a discussion with evidence and points where you try to dissuade someone of something when you disagree, which everyone is perfectly welcome to do, that I really enjoy it when people disagree because it means I have a chance to learn. But instead of doing it properly, they just come in with the insults, like this one 3 weeks ago on my A British Take on Gun Control video, which I made I think in last October. They were really late to the party, but never mind. Chris P says, "You are an inbred fucking cunt, now jog on. I have never been put between two slices of bread, but you're more than welcome to try, see how it goes."
What are you? An idiot sandwich.
And my response to that was, not quite, try it like this. "You are a fucking ill-bred cunt, now jog on." Note, I spelt that and punctuated it perfectly well. Alternatively, you could say, "I fundamentally disagree with your position, but due to my own lack of intelligence, I cannot be bothered trying to come up with rational arguments and repudiations. So I'm just going to fire profanities in the hope that no one will notice the gaping void in my skull where a brain should be. Have a biscuit and try again." Number 4, what is the most drastic thing you've done to get views/subs? And nothing really. I did once consider buying them, but then I realised that 1, that would require money that I don't have because I'm a student, and 2, that's not the right way to go about it either. If you're going to get something, it should be through hard work and effort to try and produce things that people enjoy, that you enjoy, and that others want to watch. To pay for it feels like it would be cheating and robbing yourself of the opportunity to grow. So I suppose then that the most radical thing I've done would be sacrificing a goat to the Dreadlord in the hope that he will extend his infernal hand and give me a dark blessing. 5. Do you have any regrets on YouTube? That is to do with content, strategy and personal. Well, I do kind of regret this video being my first one rather than something I'd put a bit more effort into, but everyone has to come from somewhere, and sadly this is where I came from. I also quite regret another of my earlier videos, I believe it's now called What's the Fuss About UKIP? The original title, and this is what I regret, was UKIP Lying Weasel-Faced Bastards. Now, I do still, for the most part, agree with that view, and Nigel Farage has only gone on to prove that since then, but there are still better ways of putting it that don't involve insulting every single person who votes for the party, because I know several people who vote UKIP, and they're not all horrible people. I disagree with them on several fundamental political issues, but that does not make them bad. Number 6. How has your channel changed from 1 year ago? It's not changed that much, I'd like to hope. I am significantly better at editing, and I'm far more comfortable talking to the camera now than I was. I have made several YouTubey friends with whom I'm planning collabs. But I've also steered a little bit away from the booky side of it, because that's not to say I'm stopping making content about books, far from it. In fact, I've got several bookish things planned very, very soon, and they will always be a big part of my life. But I want to expand more. I want to do more educational things, to talk about the importance of representation within media, not just for LGBT people, but also for people of colour, for neurodivergent people. It's interesting. Now, I can't speak for everyone, but I can speak with, and I hope to find various people who can help me to do this. All I can say is I hope I've gotten better, and I'm now only going to continue to get better. Number 7. How do you support your favourite content creators? I'm sorry to say that I don't do very much at all. I watch their videos and I comment on them and I give them a thumbs up if they're deserving of it. I will also share it if I really enjoy it, and I think the people who follow me will enjoy it as well, or if my friends and family on Facebook will. Not much beyond that, because I am a broke student and I spend far too much money on books and Pepsi. And I suppose my absolute favourite YouTubers, if and when they do release them, I do buy their books. Only if I think the book is going to be interesting. Say Ashley Mardell released the ABCs of LGBT earlier this year, which I was super excited about because I'm actually in this book. If you want to hear about various sorts of LGBT plus identities, both in sexuality, romanticism and gender, this is excellent, and you'll get to see my ugly face in there too. Number 8. How do you define success? There are many ways. When it comes to my writing, it will be getting published and earning enough from that to be able to write full time. And I'd quite like to do that from YouTube, but I have no intentions of doing that, and I have no expectation of doing that either. So in terms of YouTube, it's probably about having a connection with you people. Because I'm a very lonely person, and this allows me to pretend I have a social life. I'm not just sat in my bed talking to a camera, I'm talking to people in the world, and I love it. Number 9. Are you happy? With life in general, for the most part, yes. With YouTube, for the most part, yes. Because I'm not a massive YouTuber, I haven't noticed a significant decline in anything due to changes in how the algorithm works. Because, quite frankly, I don't play the algorithm. I'm no good at that. I'm perfectly happy with, what have I got now? 288 subscribers with whom I can have honest and deep and meaningful conversations and do silly, frivolous things because I like it, and hopefully they like it too. If you don't like it, let me know and I might do something different, unless it involves skydiving or handling live snakes, because I will freak out. Number 10. Why do you do YouTube, and how long do you think you'll keep doing it? Well, I've kind of mentioned I started. I'm not sure why I started. Mostly because I'm an opinionated arsehole and I love having a platform with which to speak. And it's also a great place to be able to talk about how I'm doing with my writing. If I make a promise to somebody about my writing, then I feel I actually have to do it. Whereas if I'm just doing it by myself, I may not bother. So I win, and then you get to hear about how it's going. I may share snippets of my poetry or my prose, although that's mostly a secret until I'm happier with it. I'm a bit of a perfectionist in that regard. And as for whether or not I'll keep doing it, I see no reason why I would stop. I'll keep going until it no longer brings me joy. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. And for the last one, I'm afraid I have run out of fingers. Number 11. Has YouTube made your life better or worse? Objectively, it's hard to say. Because, yes, I have gone through some depressive episodes and attempted suicide since I started, but I generally feel better about myself and my creative abilities since I started. I'm not depressed at the moment, so that's a bonus, and I can't say that it's a constant thing that's happened just because I'm YouTubing. Yes, there has sometimes been more stress to try and meet my self-imposed YouTube deadlines, but I enjoy the challenge, and it often helps me to cut out the waffle and the crap. I've made several new friends, I've encountered books I would never even considered reading, and found a new passion. I'm taking up photography, and I've even started branching out into screenwriting, something I would never have imagined, and for that I'm immensely grateful. So thank you YouTube and all 288 of you people for not thinking my face is stupid, or if it is stupid, for watching the videos anyway. Thank you very much. I'm going to go and sneeze now. Bye bye.